do it. Good evening. Good morning, whenever you're watching. Welcome to Relative Truths. I am half of your host, Tom. The other half of the host is Vince. How are you today, sir?
I'm okay.
Yeah, just okay.
Yeah. I knew it was going to be a bad day last night, about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Honestly, anytime you know something is going on at 1 in the morning, it tends to lead to a bad day.
Yeah, it does.
At this point in life. Dude, do you, listen, I know we've known each other for almost 30 years now. All right. That in and of itself is kind of a disgusting fact.
It is. It's sad. It's sad.
But do you remember on the weekends, like, let's get all the beer we can and stay up just talking, playing poker, whatever.
Yep.
Having a fire.
Eating hot peppers.
God, we almost killed Vincent. I still feel bad about that.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah.
That was bad.
Eating hot peppers and putting hot sauce on the hot peppers. Oh, my God.
Man. That poor guy. I don't think he ever recovered fully.
I still think, PTSD. I still think he has PTSD.
He might. So we got a fun week. Lots to discuss. I have 2 questions from viewers.
What?
Yeah.
Where did you get these questions?
Well, they're viewers and they're family members. So as opposed to doing what we constantly ask people to do,
they don't do that.
Like, subscribe, comment, email. They just call and or text privately.
I'm finding out more about this.
Hey, what do you think about this thing? You should talk about it on your show. All right.
Right, but I'm finding out more about this. If you don't interact with the show by leaving comments or watching certain, time amount, liking it, sharing it, it doesn't activate the algorithms, which, as far as YouTube goes, we just have a podcast out there that nobody watches. We basically have 0 viewers.
Exactly.
Because there's no interaction with it. You have to interact with the show. And the best way is to leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. And the comment can't be like, hi. Because they don't, they know that's like a bot. So you have a question, leave it in the comments, and then ask Tom in person. I don't give a shit if you ask him in person or text him, but leave it in the comments. I don't even care if you don't email us, because it has nothing to do with the YouTube algorithm.
No,
but if you guys don't engage with it, it doesn't do us any good. None.
Email is just another way of communication. Some people are more comfortable with email. Some people, they don't watch the show; they listen to the show. So, you can't comment on a video you didn't watch. So,
true that.
And don't get me wrong. Like, we appreciate people that listen, watch, whatever. However you're consuming this.
I digress. Go ahead. What were your comments, questions, or whatever?
So I thought about this beforehand, and I think one of the questions we're going to talk about on today, Friday's show, and the other one we'll talk about on Tuesday's show, because one of them is more serious, the other one is less. So
you're going with the serious one now, then.
So we're going with the serious one now. Okay. So I'm sure we've all seen, Trump 2028. What do you think about that?
That's bullshit. He's trolling, dude. I mean, they've come out and said he's trolling.
That's what I've said too, but there have been some interesting questions. So now, all right, I have to ask you this, because I'm actually going to give you 2 compliments on today's show. I want you to know that ahead of time so that you can prepare yourself.
Hold on. This might make I've had a horrible day, man. I've had a headache all day. Still do. And wow, that might cheer me up.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you probably know more about U.S. government and history and stuff than I do. Because honestly, I was a good student, but not in those subjects, because they didn't interest me until way later in my life.
Right.
So, but I do specifically remember in U.S. government learning that the only way that a president could be president for more than 2 terms or 8 full years was if the vice president, if the sitting president left the presidency, was killed, impeached, whatever, at least 2 years and 1 day into his term, the vice president would then take over for the remaining almost 2 years, and then they could still run for 2 full terms. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Is there any other way? Like,
yeah,
hypothetically speaking,
yes,
could President
Yes.
Trump run on the next ticket as vice president,
He
and then whoever could
yes,
step down day one?
JD Vance could run as president. Pick Trump as his vice president.
I feel like there's got to be some legalities blocking that, though, because it seems like such a blaring, like, loophole.
Well, he's not voted in. He's voted in as a part of a ticket.
Right.
So I think there's a certain amount of time JD Vance would have to serve before he could step down, and then Trump could take over. I'm just not sure what that time frame is, but I don't think it's 2 years. I think it's less than that. But there's a possibility, but it's not going to happen. One,
I don't think so either. And I told this person that asked, I'm like, he's just trolling. Like, everybody knows he's trolling.
He is trolling. He's doing it because it really pisses the Democrats off. And they know he's trolling, but they can't help themselves. 2, that's political suicide for JD Vance. Because looking at Trump's approval ratings right now, that would just be suicide. The best thing for JD Vance to do right now would be announce he's going to run for 2028 and pick Marco Rubio, because that's the hot ticket right now. If he picked Trump, Kamala Harris will win. and we all know what happens, because she just came out and announced she's running.
I saw that. Do you think she'll get the nomination?
No.
I think if she does, they're stupid.
Here's the thing. Kamala Harris is too stupid to get the nomination. She's going to screw it up somehow. Plus, she's proven to be a moron. Gavin Newsom, I think something bad's going to happen between now and then, and that's going to destroy his political aspirations. So, not sure who the front runners. I mean, right now it looks like Kamala Harris could be the front runner, but don't be surprised if something does happen to Gavin Newsom, AOC jump in there. She's a hot ticket with the Democrats.
Is she even old enough? Is she 35 yet?
I think so, yeah.
It just honestly, like, I can't. I mean, those do seem to be like the 3 big names on the Democrat side right now. I don't see how anyone with even like a 50 or 60 IQ could vote for any 3 of the 3 of them. All 3 of them are like just train wrecks, man.
Yeah, they are, but I mean, Democrats are going to vote for whoever is on their ticket just because. Hold on. All right, let's see. Yes, she just turned 35. No, she turned 35 in October 2024, so she's old enough. So yeah, AOC. God, I didn't think she was that old. Crap, how long has she been in Congress? Way too long.
I think she's been reelected twice.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, she's 36 actually. She was born in 1989.
Yeah, and I think 89
assumed office January 3rd, 2019, which means she was elected in 2018. Which means she was reelected because they're only two-year terms, right? So again in 2020, 22, 24. Holy shit. She's been reelected 3 times?
Yeah, well, I mean,
that Congress is only 2-year terms, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. It's New York. Yeah, don't be surprised if she throws her hat in the ring. If I mean, Gavin Newsom's plummeting in the polls because just because all the fraud and all the corruption in California is catching up to him. He's in charge of that. Everybody knows it.
Such a catastrophe.
They don't. Right. They don't want to hitch their name to a falling star here. So
Right.
I think you can see her jump in. So, and what else? What was that was it? They seriously thought that Trump was serious?
Yeah, they wanted to know our opinions on the Trump 2028 rumblings. Because I told this person, like, he's trolling him, man. It was a joke. He's
trolling.
Like, so here's the thing. If he was going to do something like that, it would have to be some sort of underhanded move. And there's no way he would go around announcing it, especially 2 years ahead of time.
Right. Yeah. It's a joke.
So,
and plus he's 80 years old. He's going to be 82 when he's done being president. Nobody's going to elect an old bastard, to be president again at 82. No, it ain't going to happen.
I don't know that we're that smart.
I wouldn't vote for him. I sure as hell wouldn't vote for him.
Well, it's because you have that higher than 60 IQ I was discussing earlier.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, it's a troll. No, nothing serious about it. It was a blip in the radar. If anybody thought he was serious, you'd still see it on the news. You didn't see it really past that day.
No,
it's just yeah.
I think it's just one of those things that when he was first reelected, that was like the big thing. Like, he's setting himself up to be a dictator, and you'll see in 4 years. And then now that it
kind of
came up again, everyone's like, "Oh, I told you."
Hey, did you know King Charles has terminal cancer?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Is that real? That's a real thing?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why he's open to bringing back Meghan and Harry into the royal family.
Oh.
Because he wants to mend fences before he bites the bullet and burns in hell. So,
speaking of terminal cancer, I have to share some sad news that probably most people won't have heard. Last week, there were 2 deaths in the music world that were kind of a big deal to me. Jennifer Finch, who was bass player, singer for L7, passed away.
Mm-hmm.
But then a couple days after that, Lou Kohler, frontman for Sick of It All.
Yep.
59 years old.
Cancer.
Yeah. Like, damn, dude. And like Sick of It All was a thing for me. I remember I was 14 or 15 years old at a concert in Ybor City. And you'll remember this like I did, but it used to be you went to concerts and there were people there just handing out tapes of different bands.
Oh, yeah.
You would come home with like CDs, a pocket tapes, full of tapes, CDs, whatever, just of bands that you may or may not have heard of. And I was at a concert and I got a tape that was like, it was only 4 or 6 songs, but it was just all New York hardcore bands. And that was the first time I heard Sick of It All. And I was sold, man. Like, I was obsessed with them for years. Only band tattoo I have. I got a little Sick of It All dragon on my arm. Yeah. Yeah. It was the first professional tattoo I got. Lou's Tattoos, Clearwater, Florida.
Yeah, I can't say the same thing. I've got a few band tattoos.
Yeah, you got a bunch.
Yeah, so
Motley Crue, you loser. You don't even have a Rat one.
I know. I got to get Rat. I got
a new thing this week.
This one was free though. This one here, I got that for free.
Was it?
Yeah, it was free. So, what you got a thing this week? What?
I got a new thing this week.
Psychology. What the hell is that? The hell is that?
It's my new concealed carry holster.
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ! Could you be more gaudy?
I mean, it goes inside the waistband. You'll never see it.
Yeah, I know.
It's an American flag, man.
Most people like to stay, black or inconspicuous. Not you.
Once you go
American
black,
flag.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say. Wow. Yeah, I can't believe. I don't know who asked you that question, but
I don't want to divulge any names because
No, I know,
I
I know.
didn't specifically ask them, but I will tell
It's
you that particular question came to us from Florida.
Okay. Now it's well, if it's a person I'm thinking, it should know better. Come on, they know a little bit about it, and it's a troll, and I honestly, let's say it was doable. Let's just say it was doable that he could find a way to do it. I'd fucking be against it 100%.
Absolutely.
Got to get him the hell out of office, dude.
Yeah.
He's fucking up. He's fucking up a free lunch there.
I don't think there's many people that would actually be for that.
No.
Even like of his current and past supporters, I don't think there's many people that would be like, all right.
No.
Yeah.
He's
Like, no.
his approval rating plummeted faster than any president I've ever seen in my lifetime.
I actually saw that it's
Ever.
ticking back up a little bit this week.
It crashed right back down.
Yeah,
You just see the Feds came out and they're not cutting interest rates. They're keeping them the same today.
good.
So that's
That's
you
good.
know, that's
Yeah.
keeping inflation up there.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Gas came down temporarily. It's going to shoot way back up again.
Yeah, I don't know how I did it. I went to I had another wedding this past weekend down south again. Freaking Fredericksville, I think. I don't know.
On a Sunday?
Yeah, no, this one was on a Saturday, thank
Oh,
thank
okay.
God.
Well, that's better. That's better.
But I don't know how I did it because like every gas station I passed was $3.99. I found the one gas station in Ohio that was only $3.85
Yeah.
and grabbed gas. So
Gas in Ohio has been some of the most expensive, with the exception of idiots like California, Hawaii, that shit. But more in the Midwest has been one of the more expensive states, because down south, Florida, Georgia, that area, down southern states, Louisiana, all that, when it was down, here at $3.40 and $3.50, it was, below $3 down south. It was
That's
$2.90s, $2.80s, but it was always more expensive here because Benny Johnson used to have a gas tracker. People would type in the chat their gas prices, and it would be $3.60 here, and I'm seeing $2.87, $2.79. I'm like, what the hell's going on with Ohio?
The weird thing is that I drive back and forth to Florida a couple times a year, and I usually don't really notice a difference in price of gas between here and there.
Because you stay on the highway. You stay on the highway where it's always the highest.
Yeah.
So if you get off the highway and go into towns and rural areas, it's going to be cheaper. But when you're everybody knows on right or near the highway, gas is the most expensive because they're hitting all the people that are traveling.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
But I know Ohio has a lot of gas tax to build, Progressive Field and all that shit that they had to build and crap. So, man,
hey,
whatever is what it is.
I got a story that's going to make you sad.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
It's going to make you really sad. The Associated Press is reporting that your tax dollars, my tax dollars, U.S. tax dollars are no longer funding condoms for transgender prostitutes in Nepal.
Really? Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Cut down on all that Nepalian AIDS by providing all those nice free condoms. Now they're just destroying that whole program, huh?
And one transgender sex worker said when USAID funding was there, condoms were free. Lubricant was also distributed by Friends Hatwenda for free, as no other NGOs were distributing other HIV treatments, including PrEP, which is taken to prevent HIV. All of it was free, but now it's gone. And of course, by free, he means that the U.S. government forcibly confiscated your tax money and sent it to Nepal so men could have sex with transvestite prostitutes without suffering the health consequences.
So now they got to buy their own?
I mean, yeah, they either got to buy their own or, we're just going to... There's going to be an outbreak of AIDS again in the U.S.
In Nepal?
Well, in Nepal, which is going to come here. Because all the freaks are going to go to Nepal and get some Some
You're
hookies.
going to see, yeah, but I think you're going to see international travel to Nepal take a sharp decline now.
It could.
You know,
That's yeah. That's
especially
probably
among
true, too.
sitting U.S. congressmen and senators. But whatever, it's neither here nor there. One of their main ones, Lindsey Graham, there passed away. So he's just saying. Did you on that note? Did you see that since they shut down USAID, that the DNC is broke now? In fact, they're in debt $200 million.
No, I did.
Because their slush fund was cut off and they no longer have unlimited funds to spend on Napoleon rubbers and all that kind of stuff.
You know what irritates me? Supposedly, Musk came in with his Doge force.
Do you know I just spilled coffee all over myself here?
Well, it happens.
Yeah.
Musk came in with his Doge force and cut all of this abusive spending, and my taxes still haven't gone down.
They're not, dude.
My paycheck's still taking the hit that always was. So
yeah, it's nothing. Okay, the cost of food was temporary. The cost of food going up was temporary due to, just whatever. It never went back down. They get you used to paying $4 a dozen for eggs. Get you used to it that now $2 a dozen is a deal. But before we were paying 75 cents, 99 cents on sale, $1.20, $1.50 normal price. So it's corporate greed, a lot of it. During COVID and the transportation shutdown, that's why the cost of food temporarily went up. It's funny because profits, all the food companies kept saying, well, cost of transportation, cost of this, it's cutting into, we can't afford to keep it, we have to raise prices, but yet their profits were at record highs. So it wasn't cutting into shit. They just saw an opportunity to grab more money out of your pocket, and they did. And that's the American way, dude. Corporate greed.
Speaking of Fauci,
fuck Fauci, dude,
and COVID.
Did you see any of it today? Any of it?
What color tie are you wearing?
Yeah, Josh. Rand Paul. I have supplied you
based on my attorney's advice. Yeah. I will be not answering your questions.
Well, Rand Paul at the end said, or whatever at the beginning said, I have provided you and your counsel with a red folder with USC whatever codes in it that you must follow. Do you have a red folder? On the advice of my counsel, I plead the fifth. So Rand Paul goes, let it be in the record that he pleads the fifth on whether or not he has a folder. And people laughed, and it was so ridiculous. People were laughing. Look,
do you know how many times he pled the fifth?
111. 111.
More than 110 times.
Okay, but do you know this? He was pardoned, so-called pardoned by Biden. It was an auto pen pardon. It's going to be struck down. Dude's going to be liable for all this shit. But once you are pardoned, if you are called before Senate or any congressional hearing or Senate hearing, you cannot plead the fifth legally. Because you are pardoned, you have to answer the questions
truthfully. Yeah.
Because there's no repercussions. You're pardoned. So you are not allowed to stand on the Fifth Amendment. It's illegal.
So he must know.
He had to, because he knows that pardon's not going to stand.
Yeah, he knows.
In the Supreme Court, and dude should be in prison. No, dude should be hung. Treason. He should just be hung. He overthrew a government. So, and he knows it. You could tell by the look on his face today. Dude was scared shitless. And especially when Rand Paul was saying you legally are not allowed to do this, and your lawyer knows it. That's why he's squirming in his chair. And it's what
Rand Paul says Because you refuse to answer, citing a privilege that is unsupported because of your pardon, this committee is scheduled to vote next week on a resolution certifying your contempt. Whoops.
They can find him in contempt, which is a new charge, which is not covered by the pardon. The pardon only goes from the pardon date back.
Yep.
So, yeah, he's screwed. He knows that. What would you rather, face a contempt charge or face, murdering a million people?
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously.
So, yeah, what a piece of shit. What a slap in the face to the judicial system. Just total disrespect for everything. But it's self-preservation. Man, did you see Bernie Moreno?
Who the F do you think you were for doing that? Your legacy ends in total and complete disgrace.
Way to go, Bernie. Way to go, Bernie. Make Ohio proud, dude.
Yeah.
I like Bernie Moreno.
I do too. I don't like many. Good. I was just going to say, I don't like many politicians, but he's okay.
Well,
I mean, I'll trust him farther than I can see him, but
he's really not a politician. He owned all the Mercedes dealership, Porsche dealership in North Olmsted. He's the one that bought that Bugatti Veyron, that $1 million sports car.
Yeah.
And they closed Lorraine Road off to unload it off the truck years ago. And stuff like that. He owned what's a Maserati in Middleburg Heights there. Okay. He owned all those, and he sold all of that. Like he said today, he sold all of it to run for office.
Dude, speaking of the North Olmsted Auto Mile, so as I'm sure you know, Sunday, your wife, my wife, their sisters took their stepmom Barb out for her birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to drive Angela because she still can't drive because of her foot. I had to drive her to Fragapane Bakery over in North Olmsted to meet up with everybody. And she wanted to go to the gym first. So I took her to Planet Fitness over by Giant Eagle and then straight down Lorraine to Fragapane.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the North Olmsted Auto Mile was apparently hosting some sort of a car show thing. Dude, it was a catastrophe through there.
Really?
Idiots all over the streets, idiots burning out and, revving their engines and racing. And they're doing it right in front of cops. And but of course the cops aren't doing anything because there's thousands of these people. So like, what are they going to do?
Wow.
Yeah. I'm like, of course this would be happening the one day that I have to drive through.
Well, it's North Olmsted Auto Mile. I mean, Rolls Royce is there, Bentley, Porsche.
Yeah, there's some nice dealerships there.
Yeah, you know how much tax dollars that comes into the city? So the cops are like, yeah, we'll let this go today. It's all right.
Yeah, well,
what the hell?
Let it slide.
And I heard, I don't know if you talked to Angela afterwards. I guess the treatment she got at Fragapane's was a little rude and obnoxious.
That Angela got?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I heard that the customer service at Fragapane's, by not just one person, by a couple of the people there, was very rude and
really,
yeah, she actually wrote a bad review about it. Yeah, which is surprising because, I mean,
we've been going there for years.
Here's the thing, and this really bugs me. And I know people have bad days, but for more than one person to have a bad day, I highly doubt it. It seems to be a commonplace. But if you don't like dealing with
more
the
of a
public,
culture thing than just a single person.
And it's shocking because I went to school with the Fragapane sisters, the kids of the owners, which they probably run it now, them, whatever. And they were nice. I like them. But you don't like dealing with the public. Don't get a job dealing with the public.
Well, the problem is that the majority of these people don't have enough education, skills, training, whatever, to get any other sort of job other than like an entry-level service position. So this is what we're forced to deal with. Or they've got a degree in gender studies from, some
they're pissed off. They paid, $300,000 for their liberal arts degree, which literally does nothing.
That's crazy.
I got my liberal arts degree and I work at Fragapanes and I hate every customer that comes in because they can afford to buy food.
Yeah.
So I hate everybody. So I'm going to be mean to everybody. Well, this weekend, my wife found a new store and it's painful. Yeah.
What store? Why is it painful?
So there's this company called TJ Maxx and Home Goods, right?
Everybody
Well,
knows
they
what TJ Maxx is.
Well, they have their sister store, which is a little bit higher end than those two, called Home Sense.
Okay.
And that's out by, I don't even know where it's out by anymore. I just drove there. Oh, Crocker Park. It's out by Crocker Park. It's across the street, which is getting an IKEA. Crazy, right? Crocker Park,
Yeah,
IKEA.
and not a full size IKEA.
Whatever. We got to put it together yourself? What do you mean?
I mean, obviously, it's just, no. I actually watched a story on this the other night. They're taking over the old Dick's in the back there.
Well, that's small.
Yeah, which if you've ever been to IKEA, it's ginormous.
Well,
that's what I was wondering when I first saw that they were coming. That they were getting an IKEA.
Well,
like, where the hell are they going to put that?
They're coming in a year. So if they're taking over an old store, it doesn't take a year to do that. It takes a few months. So are they going to be adding on to that store?
Yeah, I don't know. But they did specifically say that it's not going to be like the full size IKEA down in was that Columbus, Cincinnati, whatever.
Thank God. Okay, well, so yeah, Home Sense.
But they said they will have the meatballs. So yeah, Home Sense.
Is that good? I don't know. Home Sense.
Apparently they're amazing meatballs.
And Home Sense is a good store. I like it. It's just cheap. Is TJ Maxx or Home Goods. So we bought a table. So
do I want to know how bad it hurt?
No, I mean it wasn't horrible, but it was a $300 table, but it looks good. It's nice.
It's not bad at all, dude. I thought you were talking in the thousands. Like that's how much this shit costs me when my wife goes to a store for furniture.
Well, then you need to keep her the fuck out of stores then.
Yeah.
Well, it's not bad, but you got to understand. I don't like spending money.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. How much does your vape juice cost you?
$30 a month.
$30 a month.
What do you got on that? What do you got? You want to give me crap on that?
I'm just curious. No, so how long is that table going to last you? Is it going to last you more than 10 months?
Yeah.
All right then. So it's no worse than your vape juice. Probably even better because it'll probably last you longer than 10 months.
Within 10 months, I won't be vaping at all because this is zero nicotine. There's no nicotine in this. It's just
but how long have you been vaping?
But it's more habit. It doesn't matter. That's not the question. Shut up.
It is.
You said the next 10 months. You said the next 10 months. We're not going backwards.
All right. Settle down.
You always look forward.
All right. Listen, you're getting upset. Do you need your second compliment of the night?
Sure. Let's go with that.
All right. So this is a compliment / retraction / admission.
Oh, those are the best because now I can na boo boo rub it in your face. Go ahead.
So last week, you finally on the show remembered to ask me about a subject, something that we started talking about back in the beginning, and you got me to try
Tim Hortons coffee pods.
And due to the fact that I didn't want to give you the satisfaction,
yes,
I may have understated my enjoyment of the Tim Hortons as opposed to the Dunkin'.
There, Tim Hortons, buddy. It's better, isn't it? It's better.
So, yeah, it is. It's better. It's better. I admit it.
Would I steer you wrong on advice like that? Not with coffee, dude. I don't play around with coffee.
That's fair. That's fair. So I am issuing an official retraction / apology. Thank you for showing me the light.
So I'm hoping now that is out of the way, and you see I wouldn't steer you wrong, that you might be more open-minded to some advice I might give you in the future. And be like, you know
Well,
what? He didn't screw me over on the Tim Hortons. So
Let's not,
maybe he's right on this.
let's not go crazy. Let's
Let's
not go
check it.
crazy here. Okay.
Just checking. I knew it's too good to be true. All right. You took my freaking talking point for this episode with Fauci. I don't know.
Right, I got lots more stuff to talk about.
Well, no, here's one thing I want to get into. I want to get into, and I know I've talked about it before with my experiences, but the VA, because something new has popped up over the last week. So a couple weeks ago, well, a month or so ago, I saw my primary care at the VA, and she set up a functional capacity test to see about my mobility, as far as walking and stuff. So we set that appointment up for July, I don't know, 6th. Let's go with the 6th or 7th or whatever, the 5th. It's at physical therapy over in Parma, VA. So I go to it. The lady says, sit down. She goes, I have to apologize. I said, for what? She said that someone screwed up that, functional capacity test. The guy that does it, Christopher Wood's not here. There's a miscommunication. She says, is this for work? I said, no, it's just a mobility test. She goes, oh. She says, well, I'll put in the notes that, to reschedule this as soon as possible. So I said, no problem. I mean, stuff happens, whatever, it's fine. So I go home. She calls me later that day. She goes, so this is a mobility test. I said, yeah. She goes, not mobility test to go back to work or anything. I said, no, just a mobility test. She goes, well, I can do that. I said, well, in my head, I'm like, well, I told you that while I was there. Idiot. So
do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
So she says, I have an opening tomorrow at 3. I'll be there. So Tina was off. So Tina goes with me, right? And she apologizes for it. I said, no, that's fine. So she goes through her list of questions. And one of her questions was, are you in physical therapy? I said, no. Did you get a flu shot? No. Right. Goes on and on. Then she puts me through all these annoyingly painful,
whatever the hell a flu shot has to do with your mobility, but
well,
sure.
they ask you that no matter what you do at the frickin' VA. Did you get a flu shot? Did you get your COVID shot? Nope. Never will. I'm not a sheep. So I go through all these tests, and a lot of them are just ridiculously annoying. And so a couple days ago, I'm like, I'm just going to read the notes from that visit. So I'm reading the notes, and I have a witness to this. In the notes, she says, recommended physical therapy, client refuses. What the fuck? What? Recommended flu shot, client refuses. What? Or patient refuses. Wait a minute. The questions were, did you get a flu shot? No.
Are you in physical therapy? Did you get a flu shot? Not, hey, we think you should be in physical therapy and get a flu shot.
So most people are like, yeah, what's a big deal? Well, when other doctors look at this down the line at the VA, when I go for other treatments or other benefits I may get, well, you refuse physical therapy. Why didn't you take physical therapy? Oh, well, she didn't ask me that. I did take physical therapy for almost 8 months after my surgery. So I did go through physical therapy, and is mutually agreed to end it when I reached maximum whatever. She never asked me that. So it has ramifications down the line. So now they're blatantly just lying at the VA about shit like this. So this opens up a whole new thing I have to deal with now. Because I don't even know look.
Yeah, what do you like? Can you get that
it's
retracted or changed?
That's the thing. It's easy when you have a doctor at university or at Southwest. You
Right.
can just go to the office and be like, hey, change the notes. But at the VA, it's all government funded. It's all government run. You can't just walk in and go change your notes. They're like, I'm sorry, you have to call this 800 number, stay on hold for 42 days. And then, they might be able to help you there. So that kind of aggravated me. How many people they do this to? So let's say, I wanted to get something down the line for my mobility, and they're like, yeah, we'd like to give this to you, and it probably should
But
get
you
it.
turned down that physical therapy.
But you did. You didn't want to do the physical therapy, so fuck you. So yeah, I found that out. And even Tina was like, wow.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's shitty is what it is.
That is super crazy.
First off, this lady was too stupid to even realize she could have taken care of me when I was there and told her what it was. And then she goes and blatantly lies about whatever. That was my aggravation for the week. Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Wait a minute. So I just got a comment on last week's podcast.
Okay.
Just saw Flock U. That was the name of the podcast about flock cameras.
Yeah.
And calling a 17-minute story long-winded is putting it lightly. Wow. Vincent, I'm ashamed of you.
You need to smack
whatever.
some sense into your kid, man.
Dude,
Listen, so since you brought up flock cameras, I've got a flock camera story.
There are a lot of cities are starting to ban them, but go ahead.
This comes to us from Troy, New York, where 3 flock license plate readers were deliberately destroyed.
That's a shame. Don't do that.
People were just straight up, nope, and cut them the hell down.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing that.
Uh-huh.
And I guess a lot of cities are starting to stand up and be like, no, we don't want those. We don't want those in our city. We don't want them in our city. It's there's people that actually work in surveillance and are very familiar with flock, saying this literally is the last thing you guys want up in your cities. This is literally, you do not want these. This is the last straw for surveillance. I mean, once these are up, you're done. You're done as a society as far as any kind of privacy. And these are people in the know. And just like Olmsted Township, they have them, but they never let the citizens know. It's basically the citizens found out by accident. The city was just doing it. Fuck all or nothing. We don't care. You guys, no, we're not going to ask you guys. So, yeah, it's a bad deal, dude. Bad deal. Bad deal. And do not destroy flock cameras. That's a federal crime.
It's bad. Don't do that.
It's bad.
Don't do that.
Bad thing to do. Because if you come up behind a flock camera, they can't see you or anything, but you wouldn't want to do that.
No.
And wouldn't do any harm to the flock cameras.
You wouldn't.
Just saying. Don't do it. Very bad. Bad flock cam. I mean, bad people.
I got another camera story, which is kind of fun. This doesn't have to do with flock cameras, but with security cameras. So this is from Seattle. The mayor of Seattle ordered
Okay.
that their
Oh.
downtown security cameras be shut down so that ICE could not use them in their efforts to get illegals out of our country. Okay.
Well, right
Now,
there, he should be arrested, but go ahead.
a couple weeks after that, Seattle was enjoying their Bite of Seattle food festival, which is apparently it's a large food festival. It's downtown. It's right near the Space Needle.
I can see where you're going with this, but go ahead.
And a couple of guys decided
Okay.
they wanted to have a gunfight in the middle of a crowd of thousands of people. 3 people died.
Let me guess,
4 more
cameras
were
weren't
injured, including a 2-year-old was injured.
Oh.
And they caught one person, like right there at the time, but the other person is apparently still at large, and they have no evidence from cameras because the cameras were shut down.
That the mayor should one, he's impeding with a federal investigation. He should be arrested. 2, he's too stupid to be mayor, so he should be arrested. And well, that's all I got. 2, he should be arrested. 3, he should just be arrested. They need to start. They need to start.
Not that
These
this
mayors-
is here or there, but 'tis not a he.
She. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to misgender. They, them, him, her.
This
she,
episode brought to you unofficially by
she, they, them. Oh. So, okay, she should be arrested.
Mayor
can't- you-
Katie Wilson.
That's right, Katie Wilson. You can't impede with federal investigations. So, I mean, when are they going to learn? Nothing good comes of just defying ICE and federal officers. Nothing good comes of it. Just let them do their job, or you be arrested. They need to start holding these people accountable. If they're going to do this, shut the cameras off and impede with federal investigation, you go to City Hall, you arrest her ass, you put her, whoever, him, her, they, them, us, we, whatever, you throw them in jail, and you get your shit done. And I tell you what, you start doing that, you do that to 2 or 3 mayors or governors or whatever, and I tell you what, you're not going to have that many problems after that. I just don't understand why the Republicans are so gutless to do anything. Do you know if the roles were reversed, the Democrats would be locking up every freaking Republican they could get their hands on? So what the hell, man? Just get it done.
They did, dude. Look at January 6th. Look at everything that happened leading up to January 6th with all the BLM and Antifa riots. How many people were arrested? Like none?
Right.
But then January 6th happens, and all of a sudden we're trying to overthrow the government, and conservatives are just blah, 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 and arrest everybody.
They were
So-
arresting people that weren't even there. It was mistaken identity. There's whatever. That's the way the Republicans need to be doing it. You know what? You're going to impede, you're arrested. Handcuffs, in jail. Don't give a shit who you are. Go. You're done. And they're not doing that. They're gutless. The Republicans are gutless. They're all talk, they're all show, but there's no accountability. And that's why the Democrats can walk all over us. So, yeah.
Hey, so I got one more story that I think fits into our more serious show. I think we should go back to that. The Friday show's more serious, Tuesday show's more fun, right?
I got serious. All right, go ahead.
So you remember that thing that doesn't happen, that voter fraud thing that it's not happening, right?
Never happens.
Right. So the Democrat governor of New Jersey, Mickey Sherrill, admitted Tuesday that a software error at the Motor Vehicle Commission somehow managed to register more than 6,600 non-citizens onto the voter rolls between June 2023 and June 2024.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Software glitch. Yeah, right.
But they said it doesn't happen.
Well, you notice how she's not the only one. Where the hell was it? One of the governors were like, well, we didn't realize 66,000 people in our state that are registered voters weren't residents, weren't citizens. We don't, what? How did that happen? Because now they're being forced to purge all these voter logs, and it's popping up. And it's funny that the amount of unregistered or non-citizen voters on a lot of these logs are the exact same amount of votes that show up in the middle of the night that sway the elections for the Dem. When you the astronomical odds of
That
like in
sounds like a conspiracy theory.
like in LA that Spencer Pratt's winning and he's going to run off of Karen Bass, and all of a sudden in the middle of the night, what was it, 23,000 votes show up, all of them, every single one for the Democrat. The third place Democrat that surprisingly passed Spencer Pratt. All of them. What is the statistical probabilities? 23,000 votes showing up and 100% of them going for one person. But there's no fraud.
I'd say that you're more likely to win the Mega Millions and the Powerball in the same week.
What's the number of homeless people in LA?
You're asking me, or were you asking?
Right about 23,000. What? No.
Huh.
Can't be.
That's weird.
Would they be that blatantly stupid?
It's weird. Those numbers coinciding like that.
Right. The one that they caught on camera, James O'Keefe, caught on camera the voter registration people paying the homeless people for their votes. $5, $10. Here's $10. Sign your name here.
Do you remember?
I'm already registered. We'll sign this name. Yeah.
Do you remember the movie Gangs of New York?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Do you remember the voting scene?
No. Do they?
Yeah.
Saw that movie.
They're flocking these people in to vote for the person they want them to vote for. And they're coming right out. And they're just blatantly saying, like, shave them, give them a haircut, send them back in.
Yep. They did that in Peaky Blinders, too. Yeah. They, yep. And that's exactly what's happening. And everybody sees it. And yet the Democrats are going to be like, how dare you? How dare you accuse us of voter fraud? Except, maybe it happened here, or we don't know how these voters showed up, or we don't know how this happened, but how dare you accuse us everywhere else?
Well, listen, so in New Jersey, they found the 6,600 people that were registered, but apparently only 400 of them voted.
Right.
Governor What's-Her-Nuts says, we have no evidence at this time that any elections were swayed. And she also said, I think that Donald Trump has done more to undermine free elections in this country than certainly anyone in my lifetime, including Vladimir Putin.
What the hell does Vladimir Putin have to do? What does he have to do with the price of tea in China? Where did that even come from? Holy crap. Are you talking about, what's her name? Kathy Hochul? Is this New York? New Jersey? New York?
No, it's New Jersey. It's her name is Mickey Sherrill.
Mickey Sherrill.
Governor Mickey Sherrill.
Is it me, or literally could you take all of the Democratic mayors and governors in the country, including the ass clown we have here in Cleveland, whatever the fuck his name is again, but if you took all of the Democratic mayors and governors, put them in a room, literally their combined IQ, if you added them all together, is like 50, 60. That's what it's got to be. Because I've never met a bunch of more moronic, stupid, just dumb people in my life, except the
it's
people
crazy.
that vote for them.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Are the people that vote for them really that stupid? Because they're getting exactly what they want. They're getting chaos and they're getting, lawlessness, and
To believe
they don't care about taxes because most of them don't pay taxes.
that's true.
So,
But the DNC's out of money now to be giving you. Their slush fund, their USAID was shut down. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes going forward. The midterms, I heard, are really slanted in favor of the Republican Party right now, because people are really, really getting sick of the Democratic Party.
it'll get
They're
interesting.
eating themselves from within, and it's going to be interesting to see how far that gets before the end of the year here. Ow. Oh,
You right there, buddy?
nah, I don't, dude. I'm getting old.
Yeah,
My body hates me with a passion.
it's fair.
Oh,
It's
hey,
fair.
I did this just for you. I have to talk about this before. I have to talk about this. I'm gonna tape him up here while I talk about this.
Okay, just stop rubbing it against your microphone because that's annoying.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. This is really bothering me, and I was thinking about this. Not just him. But I don't know if you've been following this Charlie Kirk assassination thing with Candace Owens. Candace Owens is I'll give you a little brief synopsis here. Candace Owens started TPUSA with Charlie Kirk. She came up with him. She helped him start it. She was on the road with him. They were like brother and sister. She's very close to Charlie. Okay. So she's made it her life mission now to find out what actually happened, because obviously it's a cover up. And I knew that right away when they said he was killed by a 30-06. I said, yeah, no, he wasn't, because a 30-06 would have taken his head clean off his body. There's no way that was a 30-06. Impossible. I know that. You should know that for being a gun guy. 30-06 is a high-powered rifle at 140 yards, can go through elk and moose and literally take their heads off. You think Charlie's neck is going to stop a 30-06 from taking his head off? No way. Impossible. It's not killed. So I knew it was Fed slop to begin with. Okay. So she's been doing her own investigation, and she still has a lot of whistleblowers inside TPUSA, inside the government, people that see what she's doing and decide to be on the side of right. And it's all a cover-up, starting from the FBI on down. It's a cover-up. And it's looking more and more and more like, of course, Israel was involved. So what's looking like, allegedly.
Careful.
Whatever. I said, alleged.
Careful.
I'm going to do like Baron Coleman does and just put allegedly and put it on the wall behind me. So, but all right. So she's been doing her own investigation. And the thing that kills me about Candace, what she's a genius at, is she has a lot of information that she holds on to, right? So she'll put out little feelers, little things out there. And then she'll let the people at TPUSA just blast her and tell her what a fucking liar she is and how evil, and she's picking on Erica and blah, blah, blah. And she's a demon and all this. And she'll be like, okay, well, you guys said this was all false, but I actually have the proof that you're wrong. And then she puts out the proof. So she baits them all the time, and they fall for it hand over fist every single fucking time. Right? So the last day of the preliminary hearing for Tyler Robinson, who's a patsy, by the way, but all these influencers came out. I think I might have touched on this. They came out, said 4K resolution, definitely Tyler Kirk. They zoomed in 4K. It's clear as day. It was his face. We saw his face. We saw him take the shot, blah, blah, blah. All these influencers came out. Graham Allen, Benny Johnson, what's that? Officer Tatum, that douchebag, Liz Wheeler, Erica Kirk even invited Benny, these influencers to the pretrial, which is weird. Why do you invite people to your husband's killer's pretrial? Right?
Yeah, it's very
For them to come out on the
strange.
for them to come out on the last day, and like Benny Johnson said, 4K video, crystal clear. It's him. You see him crawling and taking the shot and all that. So for a week, she's like, crystal clear. Wow. Why could, there's people there. There's people that were there. Also, they didn't release this to the public, the video. Okay. This one part, and it was zoomed in. So she was like, well, there was people that were there also on the last day that you guys may not realize came out and said, no, we didn't see that. Oh, everybody's lying. They're just trying to cover up for their Queen Candace. So they start attacking her even more, right? Just bashing her. Evil, demonic. Is Chris, there's no doubt. She came out yesterday and she goes, yeah, I have that video and I've had it for 8 months. So here's the video that they're talking about as crystal clear 4K video. And dude, it could have been a rhinoceros up on that roof. You can't tell whatever the fuck it is. It's grainy as shit. You don't know. You never see them take a shot. You don't know who the fuck. So they're bashing her, saying bullshit. All your people are lying. They're covering up for a week. Week and a half. And she comes out. She goes, yeah, I've been sitting on this video for like almost a year. Or, ever since, last October. And she plays it, and even people are coming out and going, wow, that's more zoomed in than the one we saw in the courthouse. It just totally destroyed these people. So what does Graham Allen come out and do? That piece of crap, Graham Allen, he doubles down and comes out and says, this is what he says now. After a week and a half ago, he said, that's definitive proof. I saw it with my own eyes. It was crystal clear. He says, in my opinion, that was Tyler Robinson. In my opinion. And continues to call her evil and demonic. How anybody can listen. I watched the next CIA agent come out. And Graham Allen used to work for the Department of Defense, okay, in their social media department. This guy said, however corrupt and evil you think your government is, it's 1,000 times worse. That's what so this is a Fed slop cover up. And people that even have a brain cell still listen to these assholes like Benny Johnson, Dan Bongina, and Graham Allen and Liz Wheeler and shit is beyond me. So I just had to get that off my chest. But if you're not following that, you guys should follow it, because I tell you what, you're getting a master class in someone that can bait and destroy the opposition. All right.
So here's a question
Candace
for you. Here's a question to wrap the show up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think we will ever actually get the truth?
I think you're going to get close to it. Here's my concern.
Do you think this is going to be another JFK where, 50 years from now, people are going to be arguing about it?
Here's my concern. I'll give you my concern threefold. Okay. Candace just came out. She's pregnant. So that's a bummer for the opposition, because now they can't touch her. They really can't touch her. It'd be too obvious. Tyler Robinson, he cannot go to trial because, one, the Fed's case has totally been destroyed. It literally has. Even with the preliminary hearing, it's like they have no evidence. They really have no smoking gun at all. The rifle, the DNA on the rifle, there's 4 DNA imprints on the rifle, okay? Oh. And the most degraded DNA on that rifle was Tyler Robinson's, which means he wasn't the last person to touch that rifle. All right? So their whole thing, if this judge rules that there's enough evidence to go to trial, honestly, I don't think Tyler Robinson's going to make it to trial. Yep. He's good. You've
said that. I don't disagree.
Right. 3, how long before they actually get to and influence Tyler Robinson's defense team? Either through threats, bribery, something.
Yeah, money or threats.
Right. That's a concern, that they could throw this case or plead it or do something. So, right, exactly.
That's what Hammy says.
And then once Candace has the baby, will she make it to continue? I think we're going to get very close. If Tyler Robinson doesn't make it to trial, you know it's a Fed swap case. You know the feds were involved. If you see the defense all of a sudden get stupid, they're pretty much backed into a corner. We know. Are we ever going to find out exactly what happened to him? I think we're going to get really close, but I don't think we'll ever. I'm gonna put it like Candace says. We don't know, but we know. You know what I mean? We're not going to know for sure, but we're going to know who did it just with what's out there. But
I don't think him getting to trial is necessarily a game changer for them, because I think there's enough ways that they can throw the case and get some sort of a mistrial to where it's like, yeah, we lost the trial, but we still know he's guilty. You know what I mean?
They haven't been that smart.
I think that's the most difficult way to go about it. But
yeah,
it's still a possibility. But anyway, all very interesting stuff. Thank you, Vince.
Go follow it. Look, here's the 3 podcasts you should be listening to. You should be listening to Candace Owens, Baron Coleman, and Ian Carroll. There you go. They can't be.
And you know what else you should do?
Fuck
you
Graham
should
Allen.
like us.
Don't listen to him.
Subscribe to us.
And share.
Share us. Comment.
Send
us an email. Send us an email. Say hi.
Yeah. If you comment, make it a sentence or two. Say, hey.
Yeah. You can talk about whatever.
Tom. Vince is more intelligent than you.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah. You would be wrong. Like objectively wrong.
Objectively wrong. Okay. All right. There you go. All right. No, yeah. Comment. You got comments. Vincent, that comment you just sent me on Messenger could have gone into the comment section on the Flock U part of.
Yeah, man. I could have.
Our channel.
Vincent. Come
and
on,
then
man.
you get that algorithm going, dude.
Yeah. That algo.
We need that. Because right now, even though we have 5 or 6, we're up to like 5-6 viewers, dude. Even though we're
killing it.
Yeah, but even though we have that, YouTube's not recognizing that without any kind of interaction.
Engagement. Yes.
Engagement. So do that for us. We're just trying to become internet sensations like Dan Bongino.
Okay, everybody. Have a great weekend.
All right. We'll see you guys all on Tuesday. All right. I might be wearing the same shirt on Tuesday, though. Never go full retarded.
I will be wearing the same shirt on Tuesday because I feel like
what is this? What the fuck is that? Old man. Established 1976. Oh, okay. 250. All right. There you go. All righty. So on that note, we'll see everybody on Tuesday. Peace.